Hey guys, I was thinking for I don't know, a few minutes or more or something, and I started to realize that I never actually made an introduction. Like I never introduced myself to any of you guys that actually watch my videos at all. So I thought I'd do that by probably telling you guys some stuff about myself, like I want to turn my YouTube channel into a career because I thought that would be like the best job ever for me, because I grew up playing well, not exactly PC games, computer games. I grew up with console games. Like the very first console thing that I had was the N64, and it was really cool until my nephew broke it, and then it was gone forever. But I had a lot of handheld game items and things like that. Like I had the original, those weird looking Game Boys, the original Game Boy Advanced, square shaped Game Boy, the Nintendo DS, the original, the blue one. Like I have it. It's really old and weird, and it still works, which is really cool. Come here. This, I just, screen is a little scratched, but that's okay. And I have a pink Nintendo DS Lite and a pink, not pink, black Nintendo 3DS. I have a lot of game systems, and then they just kind of sit around and I don't use them. Kind of got off track. I am 20 years old, and I turned 21 in December. I think I'm an introvert. I don't like going outside, and I'm not an outdoorsy kind of person. My dad is. He likes going hunting and fishing, and he's always gotten me to go hunting. Well, not hunting. I've never been hunting, but he's taken me to Alaska to go fishing and to go camping, and I'm not really a big fan of that, but we always did that when I was little. We like to go to the gun range. If anybody saw my gun range video I had set up with my dad, we went to the gun range, and the gun that I was shooting was a custom built gun that my dad had built for me, and it was my Christmas/birthday present, because I was born on Christmas, and when I was little I thought that was the best, most exciting thing ever, because it was like a lot of things to get. Or I think I was a selfish kid, maybe. Well, I wasn't exactly selfish. I think everybody always called it I was well loved. I don't know if that actually means anything, but gun is really, really cool looking. I really like it. It's too heavy for me to hold up right. Well, I can hold it, obviously, but I can't hold it up long enough to be able to shoot it. So we have to have it on a little bipod thing. I live in Texas. That's all I'm gonna say about where I live. I think I'm very lazy. I think I'm a lazy person, which probably explains why I don't like doing a lot of things, because I'm just lazy. I like lounging around, watching YouTube, watching television, watching all the movies that I have. I love Disney. I love Disney World. I've never been to Disneyland. I would like to go there. But I love Disney. I've been to Disney World at least, I think, 4 times. The first time I went was I don't know, 5 or 6 or something like that. I went with my mom. And my parents are divorced. My dad remarried. And so the second time I went to Disney World, it was with my dad. Third time I went with my dad, my stepmom, and then we went again That time I had gotten a video camera because I specifically asked, I want to get a video camera so I can record things, because I have a very bad memory in, like, for everything. Like, I don't, it was explained to me, like, with the psychologist, something about a neurological thing where I was born premature, and because of that, my brain wasn't fully developed when I was born. So my brain is a little behind, but it is fixable. Obviously, it's curable. It's fixable. Basically, eventually, my brain will catch up to the rest of my body, and I was misdiagnosed when I was like 10 with Asperger's syndrome, and they thought that I had Asperger's syndrome and ADD, and they gave me all this medication for it, and it turns out I never had any of it, but I do have ADD tendencies from what my psychologist or doctor or whatever told me, and so they put me on some new medication to help with that. This is getting really personal and weird. I don't know if anybody really cares about anything I'm saying, but I don't talk to people very often. For a long time, the main reason I didn't like going outside and going anywhere, or literally just going anywhere, was because I would freak out. Because at the time I didn't realize it. I don't think anybody really understood what it was. Apparently I was diagnosed with social anxiety, and I would freak out. I would feel like, I don't know, I would just feel terrified, and I could never figure out why, which is part of it now, because I'm not a public speaker, because it's hard to explain. I always have to think about what I'm going to say, because I play it over in my mind, and it sounds fine in my head, but when I say it out loud, it doesn't. It doesn't exactly sound right, and so it's like, oh, I just said something so incredibly stupid, and it sounded fine, like the way I said it in my head, and then whenever I said it out loud, it's like, oh, that's embarrassing. Another part of the social anxiety, which I'm getting over, I'm getting better at it. I actually can walk up to people. I work at a retail store. I'm a cashier, and so now I can actually walk up to a customer and ask them, like, if there's anything they need help finding, or do they need any help with anything at all. And so I can actually do that. Before that, I would go up, and I would just kind of stand off to the side and just I wait for them to notice me. Like, they would engage first, and then I would respond. That's how it's always been. So that's getting better. I'm still getting used to talking to you guys, or anybody that talks to a camera and things like that. So I'm not used to it yet. I will eventually. I think I'm a very boring person. I will start talking about something, and then I will say something else, and then I would lead off into that something else, and I would completely forget what it was I was talking about in the first place. I do that a lot with everybody, and I've started to notice it, like, oh wait, I was just talking about something. Why did I start talking about this? I should be talking about this other thing that we were talking about at the beginning. I don't know what else to say. Well, I play games. I'm trying to get this into a thing. First I was just doing, with the channel and everything, I decided I wanted to create a YouTube channel because I thought it would be fun because I like playing video games and things like that, and so I thought, well, if you know, if I can make money off of that, that would be really cool, because then I wouldn't have to work and I would have more time spending to making videos and making, you know, making videos of me playing video games and things like that. And that's what I wanted it to be, but it started out as creating Sims of people and building houses in The Sims 4, because it took me so much time to do it, mostly because I didn't want to play PC games because I'm really bad at them in general with the mouse, because I didn't grow up with that. I grew up playing with remote control, and so I did building houses and things like that because I could do it in such a short time, and that I can make a bunch of them, and then I would have a bunch of videos stocked up and I wouldn't have to worry about it, so that when I did get days off of work, I can keep adding into more videos, and then I can edit them, and then I would have everything under control and everything like that. And then I finally I went and I bought the Xbox One, because I thought, if I play games on the Xbox One, that means I'll get more views. I think more people will watch. It didn't exactly work out yet. So far I've only played the Tomb Raider game and the Rise of the Tomb Raider, and I've played the Lego Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, with my dad, because I still have it. It still works. I booted it up the other day. I called my dad and I was like, hey, it still works. I got it to work. I haven't turned this thing on in like 10 years or something. It still works. And the PS2, I had the original PS2 that I had. It was that big, gigantic one, first one or whatever, and it stopped working. Me and my friend, we used to play Sims 2. That was the first time I had ever played anything with The Sims. I had no idea it was actually a computer game. Like, that was the very first game I ever got on the PS2, and it's something that we played literally all day, all night, for hours, and it was fun. But yeah, I had the PS2, and then it broke. I don't know what happened to it, but also I had the small one, the thinner one, that I had at my dad's house, because I would go back and forth between my dad's house and my mom's house. And at my mom's house I had the big one, my dad's house I had the tiny one, and I found the tiny one and it still worked, which was really cool. And I found a memory card. I was like, oh, that I had none of my saved games were on there, so that's okay. But I also had the I got the PS3, and I got Uncharted 3 that came with it, and then I went and bought Uncharted 1 and 2, and then the second game disappeared. I don't know where it went. It's gone. I don't know when I'll find it. I'll probably find it after I've bought it again, just so I have it. And it's like, oh, where were you when I needed you, you know? PS3. I had the Xbox 360. I have a Wii that we don't use very often, but I have the Xbox 360. I've put that up in storage or whatever. I've replaced the Xbox 360 with the Xbox One because I thought I would get more views. Oh, that's what I was talking about. I played the Lego game with my dad because the only games he had ever played, like in terms of on my consoles, were the Star Wars Lego on the PS2, and of course he didn't remember it, and so we played it on the Xbox One, and I kept getting the controls confused because I literally grew up with the PS2. Like, literally, I had it kept saying press X. I am pressing X, but it's not the right X, you know. So I kept getting the controls mixed up a lot. But it was fun, and he won't play it with me again until I show him how to play the game correctly. But yeah, I'm gonna try to do more Let's Plays. The reason I haven't really done very much of it is because everything was set up in my dad's office, and he works in that office. So I didn't want to have to kick him out of his office anytime that I wanted to play a game. So now I've got, I borrowed one of his computer monitors, which I think now it's mine because it's in here anyway. I have my Xbox connected to it, and I have everything set up, everything works, and I can connect it to this computer, my desktop, and I can record from this, and all the files go directly to this instead of everything recording on my laptop and then transporting it here. And so that'll work a lot better, which means I can literally play a game anytime that I want, and I won't have to kick him out. And that'll be really great. That's probably, well, I think I'm a geek, like, really, like, because I'm involved with so many fandoms. Like, I love anything, like, I love everything. I love Star Wars, Star Trek, Harry Potter, Iron Man, all the Marvel superheroes. I grew up watching Teen Titans and Justice League because I grew up with guys, and me and my niece are the only two girls in our family. Everybody else is guys. I have 5 nephews. One of them is adopted. I was also adopted, so yeah, everything. I have 2 great nephews. So, and one nephew is 2 years older than me, and the other one is, I think it's probably 3 or 4 years younger than me. And so, yeah, I grew up with guys, and so that's always been the way that I acted. That's the TV shows that I watched. That's all the stuff that I liked. And so, I love superheroes, Batman. My favorite character is the Joker. I love Stargate. Me and my dad, we love watching Stargate SG-1. I have a lot of things. I have so many movies. Stargate Atlantis, Stargate SG-1, Stargate Universe, the original Stargate movies, the other 2 Stargate movies that were after SG-1, Family Guy, what else do I like? All the Star Wars things, Star Wars Clone Wars, I already said Harry Potter, Doctor Who. If you can see my TARDIS lamp back there with my little mini, you know, the pop figure TARDIS things. I have 2 of the Doctors back there, 10 and 12, and my TARDIS shirt. And so, yeah, I think that's probably about it. I'm a geek-ish, kind of. That's basically it. That's everything about me. But I am planning some things. I've always wanted to create 3D animation, and I've been trying to get Source Filmmaker to work on my desktop computer, and it hasn't worked. It's so weird because I've taken it to Computer Bytes over and over and over again. Every time we brought it there, it's always worked, connected to the internet and everything, and then when I bring it home and then I hook it up, it's like, it doesn't work. It doesn't launch unless I'm disconnected from my Wi-Fi, because I have a little Wi-Fi stick, and at Computer Bytes we're connected to an Ethernet cable, and it's just frustrating. I've been trying to get it to work for like the past 2 or 3 months or so, just trying to get it to launch, and it never did. So I officially now, I've completely given up on getting Source Filmmaker to work. I already had Blender installed before, because what I was planning to do, I'm still planning it, but with Source Filmmaker I was planning to, I love, another thing that I love, I get obsessed very easily with things, and all my obsessions, they never actually go away. Like, you know, some obsessions overpower the others, and sometimes they mix together, you know. And so right now I am obsessed with Five Nights at Freddy's. Ironically, or not ironically, I don't know. My favorite character is the purple guy, aka William Afton, as said in the novel. And my computer screen went out. Hold on. Okay, there we go. And I liked it. I enjoyed it and everything. But when I read things like fan fiction, or I don't read very often, but I read fan fiction, I like that novel. So I decided I wanted to create a movie, an animated version, movie-ized, whatever version of the novel, so that it can be a visual experience instead of just reading it. I want to be able to see it, you know. And so that's what I was planning on using Source Filmmaker for, and it hasn't worked. So I installed Blender because I wanted to create the 3D models of the characters from the book, from the novel. So I finally learned how to animate in Blender. I've spent 2 days so far trying to create a walking animation, and it's not finished yet. I only have it stepping one leg, and I have to line up everything else. But that's what I'm planning to do. I want to create this. I don't know if anybody else would want to see it. I hope some people would, because of the sister location announcement and then William Afton inside the source code, and hopefully that reflects back to the novel so that people go back and read the novel, and so that hopefully by the time I can start working on it, you know, it'll be in and everything like that. I have 2 people, I think, or more probably, who want to contribute to this thing that I'm trying to do. So that's something I'm going to be working on. I'm going to try to do more Let's Plays, and I hope people watch them. Hopefully. But I'm going to try to do more because I've never done anything like a vlog. I'm very awkward. I'm a very awkward person when it comes to talking to people. Like, I'm very unemotional. I don't like dealing with emotions, and so when I talk to people, it's like if I say certain things or I don't respond in the way that they wanted me to, it's just because like if somebody starts crying, I have no idea how to react. I just don't. I don't know how to react to people who have emotions, which is everybody in the world. And so I don't get very emotional very often. It's very rare for me. And so I don't know how to react to people a lot, very much. And in terms of just speaking with people, it's like I just don't know how to react to others. And so I'm very bad at this. I'm trying to get used to it. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. I hope somebody watches this. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know if anybody is still watching. Like somebody, maybe people have already left and they're just like, why are you still talking and rambling and going on and on and on about whatever. That's just how I am. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that little thing. I'm gonna try to do more of, not exactly, well, kind of this style, but more of a vlog where I just talk about what I'm working on, or talk about just whatever, or something like that. Yeah. So if y'all enjoyed this, you know, like it, share it, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want. I don't exactly know what you guys actually want to see, so maybe if you wanted to, you could comment below, down there, something. Tell me what you guys would actually want to see, because I'm just guessing. Sorry, my dad called me. And so yeah, comment, like, subscribe, whatever. Tell me what you want to see, because I'm just kind of guessing at this point and everything. So yeah, I have over there, maybe. I have a few playlists. I have a Creative Sim up there, and I have the Tomb Raider somewhere over there, maybe, I don't know. So yeah, hope y'all enjoyed it. I'll see y'all next time, later maybe. Bye.